You can bend that way.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar for undergraduate admissions process for Golden Gate University. Could I ask if you have a microphone, if you could mute it so we don't pick up any background noise? And just keep it, please, muted for the whole presentation. And at the end, you'll have a chance to unmute and then you can ask questions. All right. We're going to get started in a couple minutes. We'll just give a chance for some more people to join. In the meantime, assuming you can all hear me well, again, please mute your mic. And if you have questions where you just can't wait till the end, you can put them into the chat box and one of our enrollment team will answer your questions. All right, so it is 12 o'clock on the West Coast. I think we can go ahead and get started. I'm going to ask, please mute your mic so we don't hear the dogs and the ambulances and the kids and all those great sounds that might be in your environment, just for the consideration of the other people online. And you'll have a chance to unmute and ask any questions towards the end. Again, in your camera, it's not necessary. I trust you're not in pajamas. I'm not in pajamas. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. If anyone can't hear me or can't see the slides, please send a chat into the chat box on the Zoom control panel, and then we'll see if we can figure out what's going on. All right, so welcome. Let's get going here. Oops, I skipped over that. All right, so here, this is me, Liam J. Anderson, Assistant Dean of the School of Undergraduate Studies. I am going to be kind of running through this presentation with you today. We are joined by our enrollment team. They're in the chat window, so you'll be able to communicate with them there. So there's Victoria, she's there, and then Ben. I don't know if Ben is online, but he's supporting undergraduate admissions too. So I also put those pictures there. I didn't ask them if it was okay, so hopefully they're not mad at me. Anyways, we're gonna get started here with the agenda. So first we're gonna talk about Golden Gate University. Why do you wanna come here? Then we're gonna talk about the different degrees and schedules for completing those degrees and certificates at our university. We're going to look at different student services. Then we're going to talk about transfer credits. So you've got credits from other institutions. You know, of course, you want to bring those in and start already mostly or halfway or 20% whatever way to your degree completion. So we're going to talk about how to do that. Then we're going to go through the application, admissions, and registration process. So kind of show you what that looks like in the time frame. And then we're going to talk briefly about financial aid. And finally, at the end, we'll have time for question and answer. So this whole presentation will take about 20, 25 minutes. If you can't stay the whole time, understood, and you have a question, you can't wait, just go ahead and type that question into the chat box. Our enrollment team will help you out. But we love if you stay to the end and then you can just ask questions either on chat or using the microphone. All right, so Golden Gate University, dedicated to educating adult learners since 1901. We have options for degree and non-degree seeking students. One of our highlights is our practitioner faculty coming from the real world, working in industry, and then teaching in the classroom. So they're bringing that real world experience. Our class schedules are very flexible in the delivery method. So you can take classes online, in person, or a combination of both. And our tuition is very affordable, and there's a grant for new students right now. So that would be you, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And finally, our alumni network is very expansive, almost 70,000. A lot of them are in the Bay Area. All right, so there's some questions there. That's good. I'll let our admissions team answer those while I continue. So Golden Gate University, #1 school in the US for adult learners, ranked by Washington Monthly. You can see their ranking methodology there. So they looked at a couple of different things, ease of transferring credits, flexibility of class schedules. The service is available specifically for working adults or adult learners, percentage of adult students, those over 25, the earnings of our students after they graduate, and the loan repayment rates were low. And finally, the competitiveness of the tuition in the area. So you please check out our website. We have some other awards, and you can kind of see how we received those. And I wanted to take some time to just give you an idea of student profiles. So students who have come through GGU and kind of what their pathway looked like. So we've got Angelina Grona. So she graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Marketing. And that was 2015. She brought her ADT over, so that's 60 units over from City College of SF. While she was here, she worked in our marketing department. So we have opportunities for student workers here. It's a great way to get experience. After she graduated, she got a job as a marketing automation specialist. And now she's moved up in her career. She's a demand generation manager. So Danielle Lacey, she got a BSB, that's Bachelor of Science in Business, with an accounting concentration. So before coming to GGU, she was working as a credit supervisor. While she was here, she would continue to work doing tax prep for CPA. She then worked, got a job as a manager in an a cannabis company doing accounting, big growing industry. And she's still planning to go for a CPA license. And she got partway through the path to CPA option for the BSB accounting, allowed her to get those credits necessary to sit her CPA exam earlier. So these are kind of two examples of students who finished their degree here, coming from different kind of backgrounds, industries, different number of credits, and they really just both took advantage of the flexibility of our programs. And we're still working while they were studying here. All right, so I'm gonna show you a really big screen which has a lot of information on it, so bear with me. So first, we've got all of our degree programs on the left side. Bachelor of Arts in Management. So this is a popular degree because it has 5 concentrations in HR, IT, Psychology, Marketing, and Public Administration. Then we have Bachelor of Science in Business. This is our other really popular degree because this one has 10 concentrations. Including accounting, data analytics, HR, IT, international business, marketing, operations, psychology, and public administration. So one of the big differences between the Bachelor of Arts in Management and the Bachelor of Science in Business is kind of the level of quantitative training you get. So the first one, the BAM as we call it, is kind of more focused on soft skills. There's a little less kind of math and analytical classes where you're looking at numbers and data a lot. That is different in the Bachelor of Science in Business. This is a more data-driven, numbers-driven analytical degree. And that's why you see some different concentrations in there that really have that requirement that you be really comfortable with numbers. So those are our 2 kind of main degrees. And then we have 4 additional degrees that launched last year. So we've got the Bachelor of Science in Data Analytics. This one is really, again, really geared towards kind of those new jobs that are in the market right now, where lots of companies need employees who can, look through pages and screens and reports and data and be able to interpret it and then provide information coming from that data for their organization. We've got Bachelor of Science in Organizational Leadership and Human Skill Development. So this is really like 21st century, how do you work in an organization, negotiation, leading through influence, being adaptive, being agile. So all the things that really make an organization really flexible and ready for the future. That's what this degree is about. And we're really proud to have this as part of our offerings for you. Then we've got the Bachelor of Science in Accounting. So GGU's got a really strong and famous accounting school. So this is the bachelor's degree. And then you have a way, as I mentioned, with Danielle, the student who was on this pathway. You can get a path to CPA. So with a certain number of credits that you can get in the degree, it allows you to sit your CPA exam as soon as possible. The Bachelor of Arts Psychology is our fourth new degree, which we launched last year. And this is, just as it says, psychology is a very popular major for a lot of people, and it's very flexible in terms of what you can do with it. I'm just going to pause and make sure none of the questions coming in are about the audio or anything, assuming everyone can hear me. Good. No problems with the audio. I think the slides are working fine. Okay, so it looks like Victoria's got those questions. Thank you. All right, we're going to keep going. These certificate programs here on the right. These certificate programs are anywhere from 3 to 6 courses. So if you just need a certain set of skills for your job, you don't need an entire degree. This might be an option for you. So talk to the enrollment counselor if this makes sense for you. You take them in a certain amount of time. You can take them all at once or spread out over a year. And then you have that undergraduate certificate with this title. So we have some new ones we just added, including building and sustaining relationships for organizational success. That kind of comes from some of the organizational leadership courses from that degree. Leading and managing through change and disruption, and data analytics. So these certificates are kind of, if you want a little taste of the degrees, which I just talked about without really committing yourself to that long schedule and time frame. And last one there, public administration. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about what else goes on at GGU besides classes. So we've got really outstanding faculty. Again, they've worked a lot in industry and now they're instructors. Here, one on the right, Jeff Yergler, he's the professor behind the organizational leadership degree. So he recently did a seminar open to the public, so anyone can come with registration, about leadership and self-management in a season of disruption. So this is really talking about, how do you lead, whether you're a manager or not. It's really how do you lead through influence and skills and tactics you use to influence others and get to a common goal. So anyone can lead, whether or not you're a manager or director. There's another one about neuroscience that's on there. And this one on the left, you have 5 minutes. This is more of a fun one just to kind of raise the spirits of people who are quarantined and isolating. And kind of this is a fun way to engage with different professors and students. So these events are on our website. The link is there and it's called GGU Presents. So we encourage you to check it out. And it can give you kind of a taste of Golden Gate University without registering for a class. All right, so back to the kind of the schedule of how classes run here. So our courses are primarily offered Monday through Thursday. This is 4 p.m. to 6:30 or 6:50 to 9:30. We have a limited number of courses offered on Saturdays. And so again, for the summer semester, if those of you online, if you're interested in starting in the summer, which starts on May 10th, all of our in-person courses are being online on Zoom, like we are now on Zoom. So there will not be any in-person courses offered in the summer. Again, Zoom is a very interactive live platform. You can, just like me, your professor will be speaking to you. You'll be able to meet your other classmates. So that will be happening for all courses in the summer. Of course, we also have online courses, which are online asynchronous. That means you do not need to be online at any specific time. You log in when you have time. You submit your assignments, you respond to discussion boards. So you are communicating with the instructor and your classmates on a schedule that works for you. So a lot of our courses run this way, called online asynchronous. And then finally, we have blended mixed mode. So this is kind of a hybrid. So we have courses that are maybe primarily online asynchronous, but they'll have, for example, 2 Zoom sessions where you'll meet with your instructor in class twice during the semester. which is good because you'll put a face to your instructor and your classmates. You'll really have more of a sense of a community and understanding and engagement that way. But then you're not still required to be online every week at a specific time. So it's a great combination of flexibility and engagement. So student services. So our student services are really optimized for adult learners. So we only help provide services that are really useful for individuals who maybe are working, they have got family life, they just left the military, they don't have a lot of time, they're not living on campus. So it's really just about what do you need to succeed in your life, in your degree, and how can we remove as many barriers that might be out there. So there's our academic advisors. So every new student will be paired with an academic advisor, and that's kind of your partner in figuring out, when do you want to graduate? What courses do you need to take in order to hit that graduation goal, that timeline that you might have for yourself? We have career services. So this is for updating, your resume, cover letter. If you're looking for a job and you want to interview, they can help you with that. We'll have recruiting events. So they do all of that. There's the tutoring, and this is really great because a lot of students coming back to school, maybe you haven't been in school for a long time, maybe 10 years. So maybe you're a little rusty, right, on the math and the writing. So the tutoring is really there to help you kind of get caught up on your own time. So you make an appointment with, say, a math tutor, and then you'll meet them. Normally you would meet them in person, but now you meet them on Zoom. And this is a really useful service if you just need kind of help boning up on some skills that you may have forgotten. We've got the 24/7 tech support, and this is to help you if you have any issues with our e-learning software. Disability services is there to help you with any kind of access issues, accessing the campus when we're back on campus. They're really useful for the ADA compliance. We've got the success coaching. So this is to help students who may have specific issues, like specific obstacles that are preventing them from really succeeding. That really helps remove those obstacles, and that's a one-on-one service. Mentorship is another one, and you'll see right on the right side, GGU Connect, connect.ggu.edu. It's kind of like a LinkedIn for Golden Gate University students, alums, and partners. And this is a great way to connect with maybe a manager or professional in a company that you might be interested in, who may be an alum, and you can kind of create a mentorship relationship with them and learn more about what they're doing in their industry. And finally, we have our library, which has all of their services online. And as a student, you're able to access that anywhere and anytime. And when the campus is open, the library is a great place to kind of hang out and study too. So ADT is Associate Degree for Transfer. So students at California community colleges who are in an ADT program can then bring their 60 units to GGU and receive a 300 per unit tuition rate here. And there you can see which ADTs map to which degrees at GGU. The important thing to know is if you're at a community college now, just make sure that you are on the track, the Associate Degree for Transfer track, so that you are completing all the courses there at your CC that need to be completed in order to transfer that ADT here. So that's something to talk to the academic advisor there about to make sure you're on that track. We have a partner called study.com. I'm going to skip ahead and show you kind of what that is. So study.com is an online college transferable course partner. They've got 200 courses that you can take. They all grant college credit. And so the experience is kind of, you got your phone, you do the video lessons on your phone, anytime, anywhere, 24/7. There's no attendance. Most of the assessment are multiple choice quizzes. There's also essays sometimes for writing classes, and you'll have their team of instructors and coaches review your assignments and then give you a grade. And then you'll also have a proctored exam as the final exam for those study.com courses. So then you take, you take your study.com courses up to 90 credits. So you can take a lot of courses with study.com, transfer them to Golden Gate University, And then you have a reduced transfer credit rate of 300 per credit hour. So this is a really affordable and efficient way to do a college degree. And again, you don't need to do all the credits at study.com. Again, if you're bringing credits from somewhere else, say you're bringing 30 from community college, you again can do another 60 at study.com, and then you transfer all those credits to GGU. And so this is a really good way if you really want to get through your program as quickly as possible and do most of your courses on your own schedule. So we have more than study.com. We've got a bunch of online transfer credit partners. OnlineDegrees.com is one of them. Sailor Academy. So we invite you to look at their websites and kind of figure out, what courses they might have that are interesting to you and that you would want to transfer to us. And then we have, so we don't just accept credits from the schools I spoke about. We accept transfer credits from a huge network of different colleges and schools, online and in person, around the country. So if you go to the ACE Transfer Credit Network, they have a database that shows you all of the different schools that we might accept transfer credit from. So when you come here, we look at your transcripts and we decide, or we send it to the faculty. They'll articulate any courses that maybe we haven't seen before. And many times those courses you can transfer, but it's just sometimes when they're new, we don't have them in our database. First, the faculty has to look at them to make sure that they're transferable. So we're going to talk about, so what is that process, right? What's the application process? And I know there are some questions going in the chat room about that. So yeah, basically, you create an account on our website, which is at ggu.edu/apply. The thing that takes a long time is ordering transcripts from previous institutions. Some of them can be very fast because they're sent electronically to us. Other ones, it's snail mail. I mean, they've got to, look in their files and make a copy, put it in an envelope, and snail mail it to us. So that can take a long time. And depending on if you have some, status, if you owe them money, sometimes that can hold up them sending your transcript to us. So that's why, even if you're not sure when you want to start yet, if it's summer or fall, you maybe want to start your application and just get those transcripts ordered because you just don't know how long some of those take. And we can help you with some of them. And so that's just a good thing to know, is that we also want to help you get them as soon as possible, but we can't do that unless you start your application and then request those transcripts. All right, so once you have those transcripts in, it can take as little as 5 days to get an admissions decision. And then you are on your way to registering for your classes. So let's kind of look more in depth at that part. So first of all is the transfer credit, right? So we need to get all your official college transcripts. So for veterans, this includes JST and CCAF. We also accept CLEP exam, college level examination. There's a DSST exam that we accept, AP from high school, and then PLA as a type of course where you can get credit for the learning of your work experience. And your enrollment counselor can talk more about that. So once we have your transcripts, we're looking at, do you have at least 12 units? So if you don't have 12 units, our enrollment counselors can help you figure out where to get at least 12 units, maybe study.com, but then up to 93. So 93 is the max that you can have to transfer. We need all your official college transcripts. We'll calculate a cumulative GPA for you, and then tell you how many of these credits are coming in, and then how many you have left to complete at GGU. A lot of times it's all the credits. Sometimes there might be something where a course doesn't transfer to us. So there are those exceptions too. Joint Service Transcript, or CCAF, if you're a veteran. And if you did not grow up, for example, in the United States, or did not grow up speaking English, there may be an English language assessment that needs to be passed, or there might be a statement of purpose. This is basically an essay explaining, why you want to come now to finish your degree. And this is not required for everybody, but your enrollment counselor will let you know if that's needed A resume is another example if that's needed to complete your application. And then once you have these in, within 5 days, usually you get an admissions decision. And then we say, okay, this is what you need to take at GGU. And then if you need to take a placement test, that's when we tell you that would be necessary, a placement test in English or math. So placement tests are, again, they're not required for everybody. It depends on your specific academic background. And then your enrollment counselor and your academic advisor also will help you schedule your placement tests to take. And it's important to do those. Nobody likes to do placement tests, but they're really important to make sure that you're in the right place in your degree plan. So you're not starting with a course that's too challenging or too easy for you. And then once you have your placement test schedule set up, you'll be enrolled in UGP 10. It's the first course for new undergraduate students here, Gateway to Success. There's an orientation where you complete some pieces online and then some either in person or live on Zoom. So for example, our summer orientation for new students is next week, and that will all be on Zoom. So you get to meet the dean and everybody responsible for the UG program. And then your academic advisor will develop a plan, a kind of a path to completion plan for you to just kind of map out your roadmap for completing your degree in the time that you expect. All right, so we're almost there, like 2 more slides. All right, so financial aid, very important. So first of all, if you want federal aid, if you're looking to get federal grants and loans, you need to fill out the FAFSA. The link is there. Our institution code is 001205. And key thing to remember about getting federal aid is you need to take at least 6 units, which is 2 courses per semester. Then we have all of our grants and scholarships available through GGU. So once you are admitted to GGU, you'll have a financial aid application. And once you fill that out, we will tell you what other grants and scholarships, maybe loans that you qualify for. So there's kind of 2 steps there. And if you would like more information or to look at the specific scholarships and grants available, there is a link that you can go to kind of look at the list. We don't really talk about specific ones because there's too many and they apply to too many different situations. So easier, just go to the link. And if you have more questions, you can reach out to the financial aid office at their email there. And if you're a VA, so in order to receive your BAH housing allowance, normally in business as usual times, you got to be on campus. Now, you can still receive your allowance if you are registered in a qualifying course. So these are either courses that are normally in person or courses that are listed as blended or mixed mode. So these courses, you can see them on our schedule. And if you're not sure, you can always check with your advisor if those courses qualify for full BAH. And again, I believe the rule is now if you are in one of those courses but not physically on campus, you're still getting your full housing allowance until the pandemic issue is resolved. And then active military, you have an even lower rate. You have a $250 per unit rate for UG courses. So if you're a VA or active military, you have a specific question, we encourage you to email our Veterans Affairs representative at va@ggu.edu. All right, so we did it, about 25 minutes. So a couple final things before we get to questions, if they weren't all answered online already. I know it seems like there's been a lot of activity in the chat box. So ggu.edu/undergraduate. This is our webpage, and it's a kind of a portal to see what we have, our degrees. And then we have our enrollment team here. So Victoria is online. So the alpha letters behind this is for your last name. If your last name starts with A to D, you'd want to reach out to Victoria to talk about your application process. Claudine is L through Q, Abigail is E through K, and Ben is R through Z. So whatever your last name is, go ahead and email your enrollment counselor or chat right here and we can connect you with them. So that is it. So if there's any questions left, it seems like Victoria did an awesome job answering them in the chat box. So if you have another question, encourage you to unmute your mic, go ahead and shoot, ask me anything, I'll do my best.
Hi, can I ask a question?
Sure, who's this?
My name is Leon Picor.
Hi Leon, how are you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm great. All right, go ahead.
I have applied with Claudine Lima and it's been about a week, but I wanted to see if there's a timeline or how I would find out about like whether they may accept my application.
Okay, oh, so you said you just haven't heard from her in a while, is what you're saying?
I think that's probably only about a week-ish.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think the easiest thing to do is maybe just shoot her an email. She could be really busy. So right now they're trying to get people who are registering for the summer term, which starts in a week and a half.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think just giving her a call, you see her number there,
Yes.
or shooting an email is probably the easiest thing to do. And then,
Okay.
try both, and then she'll know it's really urgent.
Oh, okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
is it still possible to start for the summer at this time?
I think that really depends on, where you are with your application process and your transcripts. I think it's
Okay.
hypothetically possible, but I think Claudine is going to know the answer because you've already filled out your application. Is that right?
Yeah, and I got the official transcripts and everything in.
Oh, then I mean, unless something else is missing, I think it's probably possible. But again, Claudine will know more than me about your specific situation. So yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yeah, get in touch with her as soon as possible if you want to start in summer, because that's coming up really fast.
All right, sounds good. I will do that. And then what were the name of the courses you mentioned so that I could possibly get the BAH during the pandemic?
Oh, so if you go on our class schedule, I'm
Schedule,
going
okay.
to back up here
Mhm.
to that slide. Oh, did I pass it? I think I passed it. There we go. So first of all, any courses that are listed as in person,
Okay, got it.
so they usually have an SF next to them, meaning they happen in San Francisco, usually.
Got it. Right.
Or, and then there's a big or, there's the ones listed as blended or mixed mode. You can see the second bullet on the slide. So those are, yeah, those courses are all qualifying for that. And if you ever have a doubt, just ask your enrollment counselor if it does, and they can confirm.
Okay, and then, oh, one last thing. It says 93 credits max. I think I have about 150 credits currently, but if I do get approved up to 93, that would be the max. Then if that's 93, I think you need at least 120, so I would be missing 27 or something like that minimum, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of credits. So you're looking to transfer certain credits in, right? And leave certain credits at the door. So
Right. Yeah.
I think, yeah, and this is where you need to look at, it's called your eval, right? Your evaluation. So first
Yes.
of all, we look at all the credits you have and then which degree program you're looking to get into and say, okay, what are the credits that you have that are going to furthest advance you in that degree program? So some credits are probably not useful, right? So you're not
Right.
going to transfer those in. And then you're going to want to transfer in the ones that are the most useful, maybe the ones that, are for the courses that are challenging or required and not maybe not elective courses, but courses that are requirements for the degree. So
Okay.
yeah, this is something Claudine, the admissions department would be helping you with.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. And thanks a lot for the information, and I'll get an email and or call to her.
Yeah, great. All right, good luck. Thanks.
Thank you. Good day.
I have a question.
Yes. And who's this?
My name's Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay. Go ahead.
So I got an email saying that if I attend one of these online seminars, that the application fee would be waived.
Yeah, that's correct. So after this seminar is over, we know that you're here, right? Because you're here, and so we're going to send an email to everyone who showed up with that waiver code. So you should look out for that. I think it's also going to have a link to a recording, so you can watch this again if you want to.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have a question.
Yeah. Who's this?
This is Daryl Figueroa.
There you go. Okay, go ahead.
So the question is, with the waiver, the application fee, does the VA pay for that for veterans, or does that come out of pocket?
No, I mean, that's a waiver that we give you for coming to an event like this. Shows that you're really interested in our program. So it shouldn't have anything to do with VA. It's just something that we'll give you a code. So when you fill out the application, it removes the, I believe, $65 application fee. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, good question. Any other questions out there? I'll just hang around for a couple more minutes. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to put up this slide one more time so you can see the name of your enrollment counselor based on your last name. And also, again, if you're a veteran, you want to email va@ggu. That's that address. And financial aid is on this slide. There we go, finaid@ggu.edu. Oh, and yeah, Ben is online and he mentioned, so summer actually has 2 start dates. We have in the summer term a B term and a C term. So some courses take the whole summer. Those are called A term courses. Some start at the first half of the summer. So they'll start on May 10th and finish on June 30th. And then there'll be a C term where some courses start July 1st and then finish in late August. So sometimes you'll be able to start, you know, in the midsummer term. There's usually less courses offered in the C term, so you might have fewer options, but you'll still be able to start earlier than waiting for the fall term, for example. All right, well, I hope this was useful for everyone. Again, look out for an email with the waiver code to get the application fee waived. And there'll be a link to this recording so you can view the webinar again. All right, well, thank you again. Hope to see you guys on campus soon, or at least virtually on campus on Zoom. So I'm going to end the webinar, and I hope everyone stays safe and healthy out there. Thanks again. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Liam.
Thank you.
All right, thank
Victoria.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.